This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
So we're into another episode of the Big Energy, the Big Energy Room, the Big Energy Room. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Big Kayla, and welcome back to another episode of the Big Energy Room. We got episode number 5, man. We got one of my favorites in the building right now. Before I let her introduce herself, because I don't want her to tell y'all what she wants to know. Okay, we're going to open up and pray. They're cool.
Yeah, we gotta do this.
Father God, we come to you as humbly as ever. We thank you for another day we're able to wake up, rise to the occasion. Father God, I just pray over the execution of this episode in particular right now. Jade is somebody who I hold very, very near and dear to my heart, God, and I just pray that we're able to release anything that's necessary right now. Furthermore, I pray that she walk out of this interview feeling lighter, feeling happier, feeling easier. And I just pray whatever she's been carrying on her heart, whatever that she's been having to manifest out into the world, God, I just pray that you see it through. It's in Jesus' name we pray.
I share it.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Kayla. It's my birthday twin, if y'all ain't know.
Yeah.
We're born on 7/11, big Cancer energy, okay? Man, how you been? How your spirit doing?
I'm great, man. Like, I'm in a really, really great space right now. Like, I have so many positive things that are happening for me. So it's like even the bullshit that might try to like creep in, like, doesn't even matter because it's like it's overpowered and overshadowed by like the positive. And I thank God for that, like, every day. I share this.
You deserve me. So, who's this Bessie Jade? Like, where did she start? Like, what are some pivotal moments you've had?
So, you know, I always have like difficulty answering that kind of question because it's like, what the hell?
That's why.
But if I had to like sum myself up,
yeah,
in a few words or in like several words or whatever, I would just say that baby Jade is a real person in real life. Like, you know, everything that I do, it comes from the heart. I don't have any hidden agendas or any motives, especially like if I love you and I care about you, then, you know, it's the extra on everything. And I just try to live my life with purpose. And within that purpose, I try to make sure that I'm doing what needs to be done to make myself happy and what needs to be done to basically continue to set myself up for my future, for lack of a better way to put it. So
that's good.
I guess that's about it.
That means that what I hear in that is growth.
For sure.
Your inner and your outer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you are focused on being the best version of you and living in your purpose.
Yeah.
You know, living in that limelight that naturally comes from the experience of baby J. Like, it's so important to manifest your best self, you know? Because when you're great, everything around you is going to come through the same exact way.
Yeah, and that's what I be trying to, like, I know you get it because, like, me and you, like, basically the same person, but that's what I be trying to tell people about energy, because when you are surrounded by positive, then you're gonna like gravitate and draw like positive.
Correct.
But when you are surrounded by negative, it's like it's not really a lot of good that can come out of that. But you always, and I stress this, always have the power to change your surroundings, meaning changing your energy.
Right.
Like, all you have to do is just, if you're like surrounded by some negative shit, or if you have like negative shit going on around you, or if for whatever reason you like constantly have bad things happening to you, you just have to take a second and understand what's going on around you and why it's happening, and be cognizant of the reason. And once you like locate the reason, then unless it's something like super serious, all you got to do is like just change your thought process and that'll help. But if it's something that is going on that is more than just a change of thought process, then all you got to do, well, I'm not going to say all you got to do, but the first thing that you should do is pray. And then once you pray and ask God for help and like ask God or let him know that like you're seeking guidance for a way out of whatever's going on with you, then like eventually shit is going to start shifting and changing around for real.
Correct. I think the obedience of being willing to ask for help, like, in seasons where I've been the lowest, mentally and energy-wise, like my outlook wasn't as great as I desired for it to be. Because, we're very much like full cup people. It never really gave half cup, half full. It's always very like, hard. But with that and with the obedience of like serving people or being a pivotal person, man, sometimes that cup will be half full. And to a lot of times it feels like empty, because I'm only giving bare minimum. But so my question to you is something that I say in the beginning of every episode is like something that we're grateful for. Yeah. So in your journey of like learning to kind of preserve yourself, like what's a characteristic of yourself that you're grateful for at this point?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. So I'm gonna tell you this. One of the characteristics that I am most grateful for, it is my ability to never let the wrongdoings affect my outlook. Meaning that I've been through some shit, like with people, with friends that I thought that loved me. Like I've been fucked over like a gazillion times. But at the end of the day, I just thank God for the fact that like I never let that shit change my heart. Like, and I could have been 10 years ago, the girl that absorbed her experiences and was bitter and let that bitterness spill over into the way I treated people or the way I lived my life or the way I did things. But at the end of the day, it might fuck with me for a little while, whatever, and kind of getting down. But I've always been able to snap out of it and get back to life and get back to work and get back to me as a person, which is, trying to always see the good. So it's like, that's like one of the main things that I've never let anything negative that I've gone through or anything negative that has been done to me affect my outlook or affect the way that I've treated people. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, like years and years and years and years and years ago, I used to kind of, I don't want to say mean, but I kind of was guarded and just
Firm your boundaries.
Yeah. And like a lot of times, well, oftentimes people take that the wrong way. Like I'm mean or like, I'm stuck up or, like I don't really fuck with people or, like whatever. But it's not that. It's just that.
Jay?
No, I'm serious, bro. Like it's crazy because it's like, it's never been that. It's just that I'm always so big and I've always been so big on like trying to protect my energy to prevent myself from becoming that person until sometimes people that don't know how to accept my energy received it wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been the kind of person to, I don't want to say not really care what people think about me, but I've never really given a fuck. But I had to understand and I had to realize that at the same time of me not giving a fuck, and that's helped me be able to maneuver through life kind of, I had to understand that I do have to be cognizant of other people's feelings to a certain extent.
Correct.
So even though I'm not really concerned about how people see me, I also don't want to unnecessarily rub people the wrong way and give them the wrong perception or give them a misconception about me before they even had a chance to really like experience me.
Correct.
So,
And there's a strong responsibility that comes with being considerate of other people while you're serving.
yes.
Because it's a balance. Like sometimes you're put in capacity to where like you have to hold people accountable, and that's naturally gonna make them uncomfortable. And sometimes holding people accountable is simply removing your presence from their presence until they can realize what table that they're sitting at and who they're sitting with.
Yeah.
And it's it's no it's about it though. It's just look, I'm on a journey of self-development. I know who I am. I can see you. I've experienced who you are. I'm not upset with you.
Right.
I just can't rock like that right now. I don't rock like that no more. So until you get to that part, then we can link back up. But it's never anything that I do. One thing I pride myself on is I'll be like, God, do not change my heart. Like no matter what, please God. So I love that I was touched like that.
Yeah, like
it's like you see so many beautiful spirits, man, who are run down by the yes of people. I mean, that's why we're sitting right here, because it's like I want people to really have the opportunity to have that safe conversation of like,
yeah,
man, this really did hurt me, So even if the person who hurt you can't sit down right now, they're not in that place, you can at least have that, because sometimes all it is a release. Just get out your shit.
It's like even if you can't have that conversation with the person that hurt you, like you can have that conversation with God, and at that point in time, it'll be enough until you're able to have that conversation. But then a lot of times, like after you've had that conversation with God, you realize like, I don't even need to have this conversation with the person. Like I got it out. I felt how I felt. I was able to release it to somebody that can understand and that can matter, which is him. And it has the power to change and shift my shit. So it's like, I'm cool. Like,
Right.
It's okay. It's no hard feelings. Mm-hmm. It's no beef. It's no nothing. But, I'm smooth on everything that had to do with that situation. And that is what kind of like lifts that anchor off of you of the resentment and the misunderstanding and the fucking ill feelings or, whatever was associated with whatever wrongdoing that person or that situation did to you for real.
Correct. It's like I'm letting go. I'm making peace with me.
Yeah.
Making peace with things that don't serve me.
That's the whole thing. You gotta make peace.
You have to.
Because if you don't make peace, that situation is just gonna pop back up in other shit and re-trigger you every time you think about it, or every time a similar situation comes up, or every time a similar person comes into your life. And you gotta, like you said, you gotta release it and you gotta make peace with it so that, no matter what, even if you do see that same situation again, or even if you do see that same person again in someone else, you're able to pinpoint that and move forward and not re-harbor those feelings or, whatever it was that was making you uncomfortable or making you uneasy about that situation.
Right. So we all know we got to grow to this place of clarity that you're at now. Like as you're speaking.
It took me decades, years. Like,
yes. What do you think was like a pivotal experience or situation or relationship that kind of nudged you into, okay, I really got to be intentional about making peace with things. I don't want to carry this no more. My cancer comes out her shell.
So, and I know this is going into something else that we were going to talk about, but like me, you might as well just go ahead and touch on it now. I think it was not maybe just like one situation or one relationship, but I feel like maybe it was like a culmination of several situations and several relationships. And I had to realize and understand that one of my biggest downfalls was the fact that I'm loyal to a fault. Because it's like, if I love you and I fuck with you, and in my mind, I feel like you feel the same way about me, it's like, I'm going all the way to the dirt with, about, and for you. Like, I don't care what's happening or what's going on. Like, I'm right here with you 10,000%. But remind me to come back to like the word dick riding. I need to speak on that.
We're gonna elaborate.
Yeah, we're not elaborating on that. But it's like, I had to understand And I had to realize, and I had to like learn a very, very, very painful lesson that a lot of times, the people that I would go to the dirt for, they'll be there for me and, they'll like, yeah, like, it's the same shit. But I would never really understand how absent they were for me until a situation came up where that loyalty was tested. And once that situation occurred and I made it through the situation and I had to look back on it and understand that, like, damn, they didn't, or damn, it wasn't, it's like, that shit, man, that shit will literally like haunt you, because it's like, bruh, like, nigga, like, or whoever, like,
I believed you.
yeah, like, and do you understand, like, how much shit I've lost, like, being loyal to this situation, or like being loyal to you, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it's like, I'm not tripping on the shit that I lost, because everything that I lost, or, everything that happened in regards to this person or situation, I did it genuinely from the heart. So I took it on the chin, like, fuck it, like, it is what it is. But just to know and to see that, like, it wasn't returned, is like, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
That shit hurts, because it's like, damn, like, even though everything was done genuinely from the heart, not expecting anything in return, it's still like, damn, like, damn, like, for real, like, it's
Well, you see me every
like, it's,
I see you.
like, it's like, that's what this is, like. And then it's like, you gotta kind of try to deal with a couple of things. Like, you gotta try to deal with the weight of your misjudgment of their character, because it's like, how did I not, you know what I'm saying, like, how did I not see this?
But I didn't.
Like, or how did I let this get by me, and, you know what I'm saying, like, not getting it.
Yeah.
To like cut this shit off and nip this shit in the bud, like, years ago, like, type shit. And then you got to try to figure out, like, okay, so now that I've been smacked in the face with this, like, how do I go forward? Do I completely dead this situation?
Yeah.
Or do I try to figure out a way to continue within this situation, since I have so much invested in it?
Yeah.
Or like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I have no clue, no idea. Like, and that shit too is like a lot to even try to like process.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you start kind of like second guessing yourself, like, what the hell? Like,
the hardest thing to detach from is time invested. Because it's like, I have memories here, I gained experience here, like, I spent time, I've invested emotion, I spoke life, I was great, like, and it's so hard to detach from, that sense of, I gotta keep you around because I have that invested,
It feels like you're losing like a safety net, because it's like with me, and I'm sure with you too, like, when I love people, I invest in them. And not talking about anything like financially or no shit like that. I'm just talking about like emotionally, like spiritually, like just all the way around. So it's like, my people that I love become my safe spaces.
Correct.
So it's like, once I find out that it's not what I thought that it was, my the crab in me,
I'll be so disappointed.
But the crab in me immediately pulls everything back, like, and closes up. So it's like, but it's like, that's my space. So how do I just vacate my space. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, that shit just be crazy. Like, that shit just be crazy. Like, I'm trying to navigate through that and trying to figure that out when you've been so invested for so long into some shit. Like, yeah.
It's just like people become, and I think one of my good friends always says, like, cancers don't let go. And it really, like, hearing it really held me accountable. Like, ooh, that is something that I really do got to work on, you know, because I love people.
Yeah.
I love people. I love the experience of people. I love hugging people. I love
all of that.
Like being a light to people. Like manifesting.
It's the exchange of energy. Like,
yes, it's like I just very enjoy the experience of people. But like you said, I'm also a crab, so it's like I also be needing to keep certain type of energy in my inner core. And so when people introduce negative experiences and being such a high level filler, it does hit different. You know, not saying it don't hurt nobody, but it does hit different because it's like, man, I really have faith in you. A lot of times, I think for me, my accountability to myself lately has been, man, believe it when you see it, but don't charge it to the heart. Charge it to the game. Because the game of life is that everybody's learning on their own pace, in their own space. They have different factors that contribute to who they are and how they show up. But the reality is when people show you that they're not conducive to your success in your season, do have to believe, and you have a responsibility to your own self-love for you to be like, you know what, bygones are going to be bygones here. It's not that I hate you. I'm literally separating and loving. It's just that it don't gotta be no rah-rah after the fact, you know, like, I'm just okay with what you've shown me, and that's hard.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just like, it's a lot. And then it's like, you just kind of also deal with the fact that, again, like, the weight of the misjudgment, because it's like, damn, like, okay, so if I fucked up in my judgment with this person, it's like, have I fucked up in my judgment with everybody else that I deal with, or with all of my other safe spaces? Like, are these people gonna do me the same way and they just haven't done it yet? Or like, what the fuck is going on? Like what's happening here? Yeah. And it's like, and then it's like, let's not even talk about like new people and like new relationships. It's like, fresh off of some shit like that makes you not even want to fucking say hey to nobody. Cause it's like, what you want? What are you, why are you really here? Like, what are your future plans for this shit? Like, are you fucking plotting to fucking do me the same way too? Like, that should just be crazy, bro. Like,
your attachments to the industry, it's like different people, different seasons of their life. Like, for instance, you and BMM, like, that's a side of Atlanta that everybody fantasizes about. They're elated to even know of the experience, let alone to be able to be under.
Yeah, that shit'll never be done again.
You know what I'm saying? Shit'll never happen again. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then now, even with Take Me Through That, you know what I'm saying? It's number one everywhere, might I say. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on that thing, okay? But seeing people through different seasons at different time periods, it's the way you describe having to let go. Like, how have you begun to master that? Is it still a work in progress? Like, what are things that you do?
Yeah, it's always going to be a work in progress. But it's like, when it comes, every situation is, and I know this might sound kind of like redundant or kind of crazy, but it's like, every situation is situational. Yeah. So it's like, every situation is different, to the fact of the circumstances and the reasons and the seasons surrounding each situation determine how each situation will either continue or end.
Correct.
So it's like, for instance, like, just like with the BMF situation or whatever, it was like, that situation, like, literally changed my life. Like, from me, you know, being a part of the magazine with Juice, you know what I'm saying, to being able to experience, you know, like working with Meech and working with like all of the guys and, you know, like doing all of the things that like we were able to do and like able to accomplish with that situation. Like that's some shit that like I've seen things and I've been places and I've done stuff in an amount of time and in a period of time that people will never experience in their lifetime. And I'm eternally grateful to everybody involved in that situation because at the end of the day, like they showed me things and taught me things that I was like 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? I was a baby fucking with that shit. And it was like I was able to learn some of my most valuable life lessons. You know, like don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying that like I didn't learn shit before then because I came up like when I was being raised, when I was brought up, I was raised in a 2-parent household with my mom and my dad, and like my daddy was a street nigga and my mom was like a teacher and she had her PhD and she went to Clark and then she went to Atlanta University and she had her EDS and she had a doctorate and she had like all of her fucking degrees and you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. So it was like an extreme balance in my house because I had like my mom, but it was so the crazy part about the shit is that even though my mom was like on this end of the spectrum and my daddy was like on this end of the spectrum, my mom still wasn't a square.
Yeah.
So she was fully aware of all of the worldly things, you know what I'm saying, outside of the fact that she was just like a fucking brilliant genius that, you know, decided to be a teacher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for instance, my patience with people comes from my parents because they didn't like beat my ass every time I did something wrong. They would sit me down and talk to me and try to figure out why I was acting out or why, you know, like whatever was happening with me was happening and give me a chance to explain. And then once I provided my explanation, they would then sit with me and try to come up with a plausible resolution as to what needed to be done so that these behaviors and these activities wouldn't happen again.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of like little shit that I'm eternally grateful for. But like going back to like the other life lessons that I learned, like, you know, dealing with Meech and Juice and like, you know, the whole BMS situation, it was like, it really kind of taught me how to deal with all different types of people, because dealing with them over those years, I came into contact with everybody, any kind of person that you can think of, like athletes, rappers, movie stars, politicians, pool people that clean out the pool, like car niggas that clean out the cars, you know what I'm saying? Like pilots on the jets, you know what I'm saying? Like all kind of shit. And it was like every person in that situation and every person in that organization, even though it was all fun and, you know what I'm saying, whatever, they had a specific and an individual role to play.
Right.
And their specific and individual role made the tables turn and it made everything run smoothly. So if somebody got out of place or got out of pocket, it would like throw the whole operation off.
Right.
So that taught me to understand to when I'm dealing with other people, or especially like when I'm doing business, I have to understand my place and understand my role so that I can know what to do and what not to do and place myself in the position to be able to even advance. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, like I'm glad to be here, and I'm grateful for every experience that I ever encountered or endured to shape my life, because I really honestly, and I know you probably gonna ask me this like later on down the line, I hate to keep touching on shit prematurely, but like I don't have any regrets. Yeah. Because like everything that I've done made me who I am today, and I'm beyond proud of the person on the couch.
And I'm proud of her too.
Really shit. Like,
I'm proud of her too.
yeah, so
You've endured a lot, you know? And it's like, from the first time I ever talked to you, it's like, I be seeing your heart.
Yeah.
Every situation.
And you always call me, like, all the time just to, like, check on me. Like, even if it's only for a couple of minutes, like, you make sure, like, you do, like, an energy check. And I don't always get a chance to relay that to you, but that shit really means a lot, because it seems like every time you call in the midst of a storm. You know what I'm saying? And you're like the life jacket and the fucking little tugboat to, like, pull me out of the shit. And it's like, yeah, I might not always get a chance to, like I said, express that, but I really appreciate you for that, because, you know, real friends are rare, and, you know, that shit really means more than a million. Like, for real though. Like, yeah, you know.
You're really my dog, man. Ever since, like, even, which you didn't realize, even coming off of going into our first, like, real encounter, being on Big Fat, like, I was coming out of postpartum depression. You know what I mean? I had just had my son, and I had a very difficult early on stage of learning to, you know, effectively co-parent. And so it put a lot of pressure on my heart. And that whole situation you described, just about, like, being in the vicinity of changes and transitions and still trying to, like, maintain your heart, because I don't want to hate you. I don't want to hold any resentment. Like, man, the first time we ever did Big Facts, man, we had such a ball. It was like, Lord reinserting me into my purpose. And so ever since then, the reason why, if you ever wanted to know why, that you hold a special place in my heart is because you welcome me with open arms. Like, from day one. From day one, you welcome me with open arms. You continue to just pour love and light into me, not really even knowing who I was or what it is that I was here for. And knowing that you were born on the same day with me, it was like, wow. I held a different, not that everybody understands what that means, but just hearing your story, aligning it and resonating with it on a very deep level, like, it just made me appreciate you more, you know? Because it's like, man, you're
even like when we were in LA, like, you don't even understand, like, what that did for me.
Yeah.
Like, those breakfasts at the hotel, and, like, you know, those talks in the morning before I got my day started, like, that shit changed the scope of everything. Like, it really did. And then, like, just going back to, and I'm finna tie the dick ride thing that I was telling you on. Come back now. I know what I'm saying? Like, just going back to the whole, like pouring into my people. Like, I'm huge on that, because I feel like what am I trying to say? I feel like I can see things in my people that, like, the world might not be able to see. So I feel like me pouring into my people is like a preventative measure, because I know that my people go through shit that they don't talk about. And I know my people go through shit that they don't necessarily feel like bringing up all the time and all that shit. So I feel like, if I'm constantly pouring into my people, like, whatever it is that may come up that may, like, make them feel like they need whatever they need, like, if I constantly try to pour into them every chance that I get, then maybe it'll lessen the blow of whatever they're up against, or, like, whatever they're facing. And then, like, going back to the whole dick riding thing, like, I want to touch on that to the niggas like us, because it's like, man, I've been called a dick rider, like, probably my whole life.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, if pouring into your people, and if supporting your friends, and if believing in the people that you say that you love and care about is dick riding, then I'm fucking guilty as charged. Like, I'm the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, I'm the biggest, and I don't mind wearing that title, because it's just like, at the end of the day, like, if my love and my support and my pour, or whatever it is what my friends need to get over the lump, to get the energy to do what they need to do to be successful, then, like, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like it. I don't give a fuck who has something to say about it. Like, I don't care because that's just me. Like, I love my people and I love for my people to feel like they're loved by me or loved by anybody for that matter, so that they can be in the proper headspace or in the proper energy space to be able to do what they need to do for their people. Yes. Like, I feel like love is like a giving thing. Mm-hmm. So if I can give my love and like rub my love off on you to make you be able to be in a space to rub love off on somebody else, then like, let's continue to fucking keep giving the gift that each on every. Leave him in right. Like, that's my whole thing. And like, that's my biggest thing in this shit, because it's like, even with like, because most of my friends are guys. So, and when I say guys, like, most of my friends are Black men, and being a Black man comes with a lot of shit. It comes with a lot of shit you gotta deal with. You gotta deal with the police. You gotta deal with fucking baby mamas. You gotta deal with fucking shit. You gotta deal with trying to make sure that your bills are straight. You gotta deal with fucking trying to make sure that the people that you're responsible for are taken care of. You gotta deal with fucking depression. You gotta deal with fucking anxiety. You gotta deal with the fact that, like, you probably not in the best shape or in the best health, but you don't have time, or you don't maybe necessarily have the resources or even the knowledge to know where to start when it comes time for you to do what you need to do. So it's like, that's been like another like mission of mine, like throughout my life, to make sure that like I provide a safe space for my friends. And it just happened that like most of my friends are Black men, so they need that even more, because they're up against a lot and they face a lot and they deal with a lot. And most Black men don't have anywhere to turn, or they don't have anywhere to go where they can release, or where they can just like sit around and feel comfortable and scream, or, you know what I'm saying? Just like get the shit out until it's too late. And then they blow up and explode. And then like some major shit happening that they can't return from. You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like, I'm a dick rider. I'm a happy dick rider. Proud. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a proud dick rider because I pour into my friends. And I'm glad to say that, like, I'm a safe space for my friends to know that they can come and talk to me about anything, or they can, like, let loose on me at any time about anything or whatever's going on, because they know, number one, I'm never going to repeat any of their business. Right. They know, number two, I'm never going to play with their freedom. They know, number three, like, regardless of what's going on, like, I'm just going to be there for whatever needs to be done. Like, if we need to go have a lunch date, or if we need to go have, like, a fucking petty date, petty date, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to go take a walk, or if you want to fucking go out of town and take a trip for a couple of days or whatever, like, to get away because it's just too much. Like, you know, I'm here for that. And I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that I'm able, like I said, to be in the position to be able to do that, because going back to what we were talking about earlier, if I had let like half of the shit that I've been through like affect my heart, I wouldn't even be able to be open enough to be in the space to be able to be what I need to be for my people. Yeah. So I know I'm talking a lot, but like, no, it's like
weird to do.
Yeah, like,
because a lot of people can resonate with that. So my question to you is, because I hear a lot about who you are to other people. Who are you for you? How do you replenish and fulfill? And just for people who do play this role, because it's very far and few between it. You know, you have people who are loyal to a fault, as we would say, you know? Yeah. And so how do you maintain that cup to still be full? Because as we know, every seed that we sow isn't always watered where we sow. So what are your methods for that? Because you holding on strong. I see it in you.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't even know how to answer that. Like, how do I refill my cup? Like,
what do you do to make Jade feel good? Like, who is Jade to Jade? Like, what is Jade for her? What does big mean for you?
That's strong right there. I don't even what does Jade mean to Jade? Shit. I don't
I only bring it up because I knew you, and I don't want to say I assumed, but I had a feeling you wasn't gonna be able to answer that because I really listened to you.
yeah,
I really knew.
what do I do? I don't know. I don't
Is it the
that's
fulfillment?
crazy.
And that's deep. I'm telling you, and I'm only asking this question because this is a question that I had to come into for myself and the experience I have with my pops here, as you know. And he just kind of helped me to unravel that within myself. Like, he's like, you are a mom. You're a sister. You're a daughter. You're a friend. You know what I mean? You're a confidant. You top flight security. You're a counselor. You're a nurse. You're a cook. But who are you for you? Like, what do you do? Like, that's why, and the reason why I brought that question up, and I'll let you circle back around to it while you marinate, but the reason why I brought it up is that's why I call you when you come on my heart. That's my why with you. So if you ever wanted to put it into language terms, that's why, because I know that you're everything to everyone else, and there's very few people who are that to you, who will just call and check like, hey, I don't need to get in nowhere. I don't need to see about nobody but you. I want to know what your spirit's talking about. I want to know what's heavy on your heart. Why you got the rest of the world on your back? Like, your spirit ain't with it. Like, is you cool? Do you need to talk about anything? Do you need to release? Because you just talked about everybody else releasing anything. So where do you go to when it's time to put that to the side?
That's like
Tell me what you're feeling right now.
I don't even know. Like, I feel like, right, I feel like I'm supposed to have an answer to this question. Like, this is supposed to be like a no-brainer, but, I really, I, I don't know. Like,
I love the vulnerability of that though, because like sometimes it's just a start. Like, this just might be a start. Like, maybe that's something to compound into me serving other people. Like I said, it's something I'm working on now. So like, you're this to everybody. This energy, you work so hard to preserve it. Like, that's why it is big energy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what I am to people. And so what I realized is like, what if I was the same thing I was to other people, to me a little more often? Not saying that I'm not going to still give you a hug and call your clone and help you, manifest what you're trying to manifest and talk you through some of a heavy situation. But like, what if I gave that to me just a little bit more? And now, so what I'm working on.
that's strong right there. Like,
I'm working on being energy for me now.
damn, like, I'm sitting here like still trying to think. Like, I don't really I don't really know what I do for me. Like, shit, I don't know. Like, I don't, I mean, like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to like think of some shit to like make up so I can
No?
not sit here and get stupid, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I be so focused on trying to, like be there and show up for all the other people that need me. I don't want to say I don't never think about me.
Yeah.
But
So
shit, I guess I know it. Like,
yeah.
I guess I don't know, man.
What I'm getting from this is that I'm booking you a massage so you can do something for you, because that's really like a mentality that it's like we have to unlearn that behavior, or part of that behavior, because sometimes when we get so caught up in serving, we got to know when we serving with purpose and with attachment. Like, sometimes we're serving from the attachment.
Okay, so elaborate on the serving with purpose versus serving with attachment.
So serving with purpose to me is knowing the boundary of when you're overstaying your welcome, when it's no longer your problem, when you're not meant to carry out that solution. You know, you got to know when you're just planting seeds in certain things, you got to know how much you're supposed to water. When you think about some plants, they're not meant to be watered all the time. Some plants just need sunlight to grow. Sometimes that's just the life. You have to inspire people to make different decisions. And sometimes your inspiration is in the separation of you pouring into yourself. You emulating the behavior. You demonstrating how it's supposed to be done. And then serving with attachment is like, I'm used to doing this with you for this long that it's really not that hard. And so it's really the easy thing to do. That's why I'm here. And it's not that either one is not coming from love. It's just that one serves you and one serves just the other person. It's sometimes you have to create the reciprocity in a relationship by knowing your boundaries and knowing your worth. And knowing when you're being heard and listened to. I know you be talking to people and you can know when that's something I'm working on now. It's just listening more thoroughly, because for me, it's excellent as it feels to be around me and have me be invested. There are particular conversations where I could be better at listening. And a lot of times it comes from, I've heard somebody with similar energy who's shown me similar things, have a similar conversation. And so now in my head, it's like a wall that comes up. You know how we put our shell up? And you're like, I'm listening with my shell. And so for me, even in situations where I know I have to have certain boundaries, I do want to do better at listening without my shell. I want to listen entirely, because a lot of times that's why I miss the mark with letting people go. Yeah, like you weren't actually listening to everything this person was telling you leading up to that. You were only listening to bits and pieces that either made you feel good or that you didn't feel defensive about, But sometimes I be having to remind myself, like, take that wall down. Listen to what they actually saying, because they telling you exactly what you need to know. Don't miss the mark on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's crazy.
Can I pray for you real quick? God, I come to you as humbly as I can during this big moment, in this big episode, God. And I just pray that you will help lead Jade in clarity on all that she needs to do for herself and how she needs to walk in her purpose, God. Help her to find balance in her spirit and all of the affairs that she participates in, God. That anything that does not make her will, God, or does not serve her spirit or her longevity and everything she's supposed to do on your behalf, God, let it be removed expeditiously, God. Don't waste no time. And please give her the courage to let it go, God. I know sometimes you present us with the opportunity to get rid of things, God, and then we continue to hold on to them. It's our own personal preference, God. But I just pray you give us the strength, man, to learn new behaviors, to learn new habits, God. And overall, God, like, I pray many blessings over all that she touched, God. Let everything and all the desires of her heart, all the conversations she's having with you that we're not aware of, God, just let it all come to pass, God. Let her lighten her load, God. And anything that is not serving her internally that she's holding on to, any trauma she's experienced, any heaviness in her heart, God, I pray that she release it off to you in Jesus' name. Amen. We're gonna do better. That's gonna be my check-in for you from now on. I'm just gonna send you a question outside of the other shenanigans. I'm gonna just be like, what are you doing for you today? That's gonna be our question. And you can reciprocate that back, because it's something we're working on as a unit, seriously. And I think you're an important person. You are an important person, and it's not because of who you know, it's because of who you are. And that's what I wanted to gain. And even making the phone call of us having this sit down was like, it's a lot of controversy, and we're going to get a little bit into that, but we ain't going to go too far, because you're very energy and all that. But I know the role you play. I know what the conversations you probably have to be in the middle of, or come up as a byproduct of, other things going on. So I guess a question to come out of that would be like, the industry is the industry, right, of being a woman and being a woman of your status and your stats.
Yeah.
How do you navigate? Like, what are some of your tools and tips and things that you've had to be solid on?
I guess one of the main things that made it easy for me is the fact that I keep my legs closed. I don't do the extracurriculars and saying all that shit. But another thing too is that I try to, but every time I move or every time I do anything or whatever, I move in every space with integrity.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't ever have to worry about me stealing from you or me like trying to tarnish your name or your image or your reputation behind closed doors, or, like me trying to backdoor you, or, me trying to spill your beans or, your secrets or whatever. It's like, how like, I think it was a Jay-Z song where he was like, I'm like a dog, I never speak, but I understand. Like, it's some shit that like I'm taking to the grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some real shit that like is some real shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I think that's how I've been able to survive and to last as long, because the people, of course I deal with people that are like in high places or whatever, but those people in those high places know that, they know what type of person that I am. And again, they know my heart.
Yeah.
And they know that like it's no funny business with me anywhere across the board.
Yeah.
So whatever it is now, it's gonna be the same thing 10 years from now, or, whatever. And like they know that they can depend on me to get the job done. So it's no discrepancy, it's no harm, no foul, like none of that shit. It's like, it is what it is, or and it always has been, and until we see anything different, it always will be. So, that's a lesson that I have, but it's like being in that position and being in that space of like being the one that people call on and that people trust. It also comes with a lot of hate and a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy, especially being a female, because, you got like the homeboys and you got the niggas that's been around, and you got the niggas that feel like they should be right there, or, they should be in that position, and like, what the fuck does she do? And, like, that's why I like always say, like, it's always so important to understand that, like, I mean, I'm sure it's people that have like, crossed over that line or whatever, that have still been able to maintain whatever's going on. But when you keep things like on the up and up, and you keep things platonic, and, you keep, whatever's going on to whatever's going on, to a certain extent, it just makes everything a lot less cloudy, and it makes things a lot more clear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's like being a woman in any industry, like fuck the music, like in sports and corporate and whatever, it's hard because you're coming into a situation where people feel like because you are technically a natural born emotional creature, you are less than. And you know what I mean? You don't deserve whatever you have, because people have in their mind, especially from a male standpoint or a male aspect, that whatever it is that you've gotten, you've been given based upon an unfair advantage. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's a lot, and you have to fight twice as hard, and you have to prove yourself twice as much because of that fact. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a lot. And I know, like, any female watching this that's in any kind of male dominated space can like understand that, like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes on that's unfair, and there's a lot of shit that goes on that shouldn't go on, but you have to just be resilient, and you have to kind of have the wherewithal to know, like, if this is something that you really want, and if this is really your dream, and if this is really what you aspire to be, then you gotta toughen that skin.
Yeah.
And get to work.
Yeah. It's like, I've been praying lately, I don't know if you can resonate with this, really about that toughness of the skin.
Yeah.
Like being able to be assertive enough to draw boundaries, to stand up for the things that I believe in, that I know within all fairness should be, took it heed to, but also too, like, still being open to being soft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, when you get to carrying the world on your back, man, it's so easy to get in, like, robot mode. Like, me, I had this conversation with my sister just about, like, my kids, for instance. Like, I don't put anybody in the capacity to be able to fail. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very, like, hyper vigilant about that.
Yeah.
Like, I won't even give you the opportunity to slay. If you're gonna slay, that's gonna be on your behalf, but they will not have to reap the negative, or, conversation that comes with that. Like,
Right.
they not gonna have to have that.
Or the mental or emotional damage that actually
By your absence, it's just not gonna happen. So it's like, if you show up, great. I'm gonna cheer you on. See, because it's also not, I don't need you. Nah, they need you. It's just about, are you going to have the same degree of integrity I have every day that I get up and I do this?
Right.
Invest in this, that's be life into this, And one thing that I've learned too is, like, trying to keep the balance of, like, okay, I know I have to do these things, but I also want to be willing to let somebody else come in and help. Like, I'd rather than praying on that tough, because it's like, I always want to be open to receive. Because the minute that you start getting hard on about, like, oh, I don't need nobody, and man, F this person and F that person, like, that's when God will start closing doors.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's like, the openness of my heart is my openness to God. It has nothing to do with no particular person. It's just where I know that as long as I stay that open, He'll always work in and through me. And so whatever manifests from that, it can't do nothing but be in my favor. I won't let nobody change my heart, because when they get doing that, how we can't go live.
Yeah.
Everything you do big, okay? For sure. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So going back into, more of the controversy, like, number one, how have you been holding up in response to just some of the energy that's been kicked out? Like, where's your spirit out with it? And is it a thing where, because I know a lot of people, like, they just assume that people are okay and they're not bothered by things or whatever. And I'm not saying it got a body, but you're still human.
Yeah.
So it's like, where you been at spiritually with that? Like, gone, everything cool?
No, I'm cool. I'm definitely affected though, because it's like, these are people that, like, I really love and really care about, that are, like, being destroyed. So it's like, it's like, I had to unplug from the internet for, like, a few days, because it was just like, it was too much. But it's like, I do understand that, some of the things that are going on are, caused by their own actions. But, it's still like, at the end of the day, it's like, when you got, like, real love for somebody, it's like, you don't just do away with them.
I was about to say,
like, people, like, make mistakes, and it's like, it's just like, it's just a lot. Like, it's just a lot when people that don't know you, that don't have any sort of invested stake in any part of the situation, are just, like, constantly trying to, like, rip you apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, it's still a lot to deal with. And then it's like, when you have people coming at you that, like, in real life, and that know you in real life, and they're portraying this image to a world of people that don't know either one of you, or don't really give a fuck about either one of you, that want to see the controversy and that want to see the whatever. It's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you participating in that?
Yeah, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes you want to, like, crash out, but you have to take a step back and look at, like, what's really being said and what's really being done, and who's the sayer and who's the doer.
Correct.
And then once you analyze that, and, like, once you understand that, like, a majority of the attacks have absolutely nothing to do with you, it's the war that's going on within the attacker, then it's like, okay, cool. I'ma just,
peace be with you.
You got, like, blessings, you got it, I'm removing myself from this.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, or whatever storm this is that you have going on, that you keep trying to suck me into, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's no ill feelings, it's no hard feelings. I don't feel any kind of way about any of the stuff that you're saying or about me or trying to do to me or whatever. It's just like, you know, I just wish you the best.
Yeah.
And I hope that, you know, one day you yourself can pull yourself out of your store and, you know,
See things clearer.
yeah, and have the same peace that I have with the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like at the end of the day, it goes back to what you were saying about being able to let go and being able to release, because a person that doesn't have the power to be able to let go and to be able to release will allow themselves to be sucked into every storm that comes their way.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, their life is just going to be one big tornado. And you can't live like that.
Correct.
And you can't be successful like that. And you can't show up and show out for your people like that, or show up and show out for yourself if you're always preoccupied with bullshit. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's like something else that I had to learn. That's another thing that I thank God for, because like when I was younger, I used to allow myself to get sucked into the shit, and I used to fight my way out of the shit. But it's like, at the end of the day, what does that accomplish other than exerting a ton of your energy that could be put at the same time and on the same hand into something positive and have a better outcome than whatever's going on with the bullshit that you're trying to get sucked into.
Right. And at the end of the day, man, like when you're a high vibrational just being, man, that stuff don't even serve you. So it's like, even when I'm participating or I'm trying to fight for an image or, you know, fight to rectify someone else's narrative, like, think about how crazy that sounds.
Right.
I'm exerting myself to try to prove to you that you're wrong.
Right.
About me.
Right.
But I didn't ever feel this way about myself to begin with.
Right.
It's like, come on, man, check yourself. What are we doing here?
Like, what's the
Like, is you cool?
What's the end game to this shit? Like, what's the reason? What's the purpose? It's like, and I find myself asking myself that a lot about different situations. Like, before I even enter into anything, like, that's the first thing that I think about. Like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
And if the purpose is one that doesn't serve me, then I'm not gonna allow myself to be involved.
Yeah.
Period.
That's cool.
For real.
I love that.
And it took me, don't get me wrong, people, I don't know what camera I'm in or whatever, but it took me several years to be able to get to the point where I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
And once I got to that point, though, like, my life changed for the better. And yeah, that's what's up. Like,
I'm proud of you for that, twin. I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud. That's growth, you know. And I think the biggest thing that I want to do as a person is to stand the test of time. And I'm very proud of you for standing the test of time.
For sure.
Time will test you. Time will test you. And to still show up to...
Man, that should have given pop quizzes. That should have given fucking SAT. Man, it was like, oh, you understand, bro. Like, but it's just like, you know, you just gotta understand that as long as you're living your life the right way, God ain't gonna put anything on you that you can't eventually handle. You know, he may be showing you some shit that he needs to show you.
Yeah.
And, you know, whatever's going on, like, but at the end of the day, he's not gonna allow it to drag you under. He's gonna pull you through.
Yeah.
But he's gonna pull you through with the knowledge of whatever that particular lesson is.
Correct.
So
correct. And they never lose, man. We just learn more.
Yeah, for sure. We ain't never losing.
At all. So another hot topic, you know, not gonna go into anything, but I know you're a Cancer. And so the peace be with you in many situations.
Yeah.
If you're just like all factors considered, everything that you've had a discussion about, the emotions, you know, everybody comes down for that type of peace, like, what would be your desirable outcome of anything and everything? What would you like to see happen? And I'll give you 2 scenarios to harp in. Like, would you like to see peace be had? Or do you feel like from what you know and what you've observed in all these situations that it's probably better that distance be had and time just let time be served? Like, this is the amount of time y'all supposed to spend, this is the experience, but y'all don't serve each other anymore.
I mean, I feel like I want what is going to be best, like, for the both of them.
Yeah.
And even, like, going back to touch on Thug's recent interview with Black or whatever,
Yeah.
like, just from me knowing him and me knowing, like, Gunna also, like, I feel like that whole shit was just an unfortunate situation, because just speaking on Gunna or whatever, me knowing him, like I've always said, I just feel like, I don't know for a fact, he never at any point ever was like, oh, fuck Thug, or, you know what I'm saying, no shit like that, because I know his heart. He's not a malicious person. He never came from a malicious place with anything that he had to do pertaining to that situation. I just feel like he jumped the gun and, prematurely made a decision that affected the outcome of their relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, as far as Thug is concerned, going again back to the interview that he did with Black or whatever, I feel like that is something that he needed to have done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, because it gave him an outlet and it gave him a space to be able to openly discuss things that up until this point he's had to have bottled up. And he had, like, within that space, an objective opinion to be able to bounce his thoughts off of. So it was like, yeah, I don't necessarily know either way, like, what should be done or whatever. I just want both of them to do whatever they feel like is best for both of them. If they both feel like coming together is an option, then that would be great. You know what I'm saying? That'll be like some amazing shit. But on the other hand, if they also both feel like, okay, what's done is done, and we both made peace with how this situation lies and, how the chips have fallen or whatever, then that'll be great too. Like, either or, whatever it is that they feel is best for them, because those two are the only two people that have to deal with the input or the outcome of this whole entire situation. So, like, yeah, I just want whatever's best for them, because, like I said, I know both hearts. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever they feel like is best is what I feel like would be best. You get what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that, just being in lieu of, like, I know the place that you come from. I know the parts that you are deep down inside. And in lieu of any actions on either side that might have had, like, being able to just find peace with whatever the outcome is, right? And be an active participant in it too. Sometimes finding peace is being able to say, like, hey, I might not mess with you like that, but I still, speak to you when I say you. I still show respect for the time we did have. Right. If it comes out, and time and space heals all things. Sometimes you just have to give people the opportunity to let all the fuss die down. I feel like there's so many things that's adding fuel to the flame right now that it's like, even to be in the capacity of someone like you, I know you a peacemaker. I know you can't wait to listen. I know you can't wait to sit and talk like, hey, bro, look, you get it off. All right, hang it out. Let's move forward. We're done with this. We don't have to talk about it no more. But it's like, sometimes it's...
I used to, real shit, this is a little known fact about me, but I used to be a peer mediator in school.
I can see.
So, like, like, when people would get into it, or, like, when my friends would get in, like, when people would get into it in school, like, the principal would call me and I would try to, like, bring resolution to the people. But, like, when it was, like, my personal friends or whatever, like, we would have this little shit called lemon squeezes. And, you know what I'm saying? We would all, like, meet up at somebody's house or whatever. We would have our little snacks and shit or whatever was going on. and we would all sit around and like get to the bottom of the issue. Because if we're gonna be friends, like, okay, we should be able to talk out anything. Like,
Communication.
yeah, it's key.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we can't talk, then we're not friends. So we need to just dead this shit right now and just go our separate ways.
Right.
But if we are calling ourselves friends, then like, let's get into it, guys, and get to the bottom of it and then figure this shit out. Like,
one thing I can say, so just wrapping things up, right? You overall are a great person. You're a great friend. You're a great
oh God, Kayla, you know how you want smoke my ass.
No, I'm just saying, just genuinely, like, you just are an active participant around, like, people that you love, man. I feel like that is so powerful. So, like, closing remarks, what would you say are the most key 3 things that a person needs to seek to do within themselves or with other people to be a good friend?
Okay, well, I was a couple of years old when I realized that one of the most important things is you have to understand what you do for yourself, or like how what you do for everybody else plays a role in being integrated into what you do for yourself. Because you saw me a minute ago, I was just stuck on stupid, like, with no clue about what I do for myself to better myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you need to identify that and make sure that you hone in on that and harp on that and sharpen it. Yeah. Because that's going to be like the most important thing about you being able to help others. You know what I'm saying? You can't help others until you make sure that you've helped yourself. Right. Second thing is to understand that not only is there a timer on life, but there's a timer on life, like in real life. Like, you know, you're not going to be friends with everybody forever. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to stay in the same place forever. You're not going to be able to have the same job forever. Like, everything is about seasons and reasons, and you have to be able to identify and differentiate so that you can maximize every aspect of your life.
Right.
And then the third thing is, what is the third thing? The third thing is, hey man, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. Like, you know, whatever you feel like it is that you want to do, or, you know, whatever it feels like it is that you feel like you need to do it unapologetically. Don't fucking get caught up into other people's opinions of you. Don't fucking get caught up into what other people think of you. Like, now, don't get me wrong. Like, I do pay attention and I do hear, like, the critics, because I like to a certain extent, not necessarily absorb what the critics are saying, but I do like to, I mean, okay, so let me not say, I don't like to absorb or internalize, but I do like to
hear it
in one ear, out the other, so that I can dissect the parts of it that are factual things that I need to work on. But I don't just like, oh, these people are hating on me or no shit like that. Because even like, just for instance, like with the big fact shit, like sometimes in the comments, like they be tearing my ass alive, like tearing me a new asshole. And I could like look at that and get discouraged and be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these people hate me, so fuck it, I'm gonna stop doing this or whatever. Right. But what I do is I take the comments and I take like what people are saying and I dissect it and see like, okay, well, you know, maybe I can not do this, or maybe I can do this to make, you know, what I'm doing better, or maybe I could add this to it, or, you know, subtract that from it to better my craft. And that has really kind of like taken me a long way, because even it's a positive even within the negative. Yeah. So it's like, you got to just kind of, you know, like take everything at face value and take it for what it's worth, but pull out of it what you can so that you can make yourself better.
Right. I love that. Yeah. So, you know, we close out with, we start off with what we great.
We closing out with the cut water.
That's a and we gonna leave. But when we find that cup water open, mind y'all, this is Jade's first cup water.
This is my first cup of water. I've been seeing this shit there all over TikTok and it's all everywhere. And then my buddy, like I told you, my buddy was telling me, one of our homeboys had one the other day, and it made him start dancing. So it's like,
You might be dancing, man. It's cool. So what we're going to say when we pop this cup water open, we
gotta make a toast.
We are. I'm gonna make a toast to what we're gonna let go.
Okay.
So it's one thing that you want to let go. So I'm gonna leave us off. So for me, I want to let go of not listening entirely. I'm gonna go to your point, how I said, just being more diligent about not being on defense, not listening with my shell. I want to start listening more wholeheartedly. I've come into a season to where I love myself. I know who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm cool with accountability and doing the mirror work. I want to let go of listening with the shell now. Like I've heard that a lot. Like, you don't listen, and it be like, I literally sit on here and listen to people for a living. So it's like, you know what? Let me make sure that, like you said, taking the feedback. I'm not taking it personal. I'm like, you know what? Let me do better about that. So that's
okay. So for me, I want to let go of overstaying my welcome. I want to let go of overstaying my welcome. And I want to let go of that, in the sense of being able to effectively realize and recognize when I finish serving my purpose with people and situations, and not remaining after the deadline because of whatever obligation I feel that I have to that person or that situation. And I'm definitely working on that. And that's what I'm going to let go of, because sometimes I have a tendency to stay in places and like stay in situations with people that I know I should have been let go of a long time ago, but it's just the comfortability and the fact of feeling like, damn, well, I know these people need me, and if I leave them, then I feel like I'm leaving them. You know what I'm saying? And I hate like leaving people that I love, knowing that they need me. But in some instances, in order for me to be able to serve my purpose and to serve properly, I have to release those people in those situations and maybe circle back around and come back to get them after I served and completed my purpose.
Yeah.
So that's my like work on thing or whatever.
Let me offer you perspective too on that.
Yes.
When you think about the whole leading people thing,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times it's because we've been left in situations. And so don't look at it as leading them. Understand and overstand. You've already made your mark.
Yeah.
Like, you forever with people. You're in the fight person. Like I said, you stand the test of time.
Yeah, these things happen.
They forever going to feel
Yeah,
you.
like-
They forever going to feel you. So
I have like 7 different unbreakable bonds.
it's not going nowhere. Like, this is damn road, really.
Yeah, but it's just like,
But
yeah,
we
okay. How do I do this? It's like a beer, you like,
yes, you got to toss it open like a strategy.
okay.
Y'all, because they're going to be sponsored not to us.
Yes, okay. So,
Look, this is a lot of reading. They say this is like the best one.
It should taste like a margarita.
Yes. Yes. It's like cool. And then
It's smooth.
right. Oh, hell. We ain't going to distract you. Listen, well, we're going to enjoy the fire water. Me and my twin here, we listen, this is an incredible conversation. I want to thank you in advance for your participation.
No, I needed this for real.
Me too. Your vulnerability, like, I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in.
This is all right. I you know,
She like the cool water.
what did they have flavors? Like what?
Yes, all them types of flavors. It's so good.
I gotta figure this out. But you know what else is good too?
What?
The buzz balls.
And on that note, y'all, we're not going to get too distracted. I
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for tuning
Yeah.
in to the Big Energy Room. Y'all, this is episode 5. Thank y'all so much for showing love, for participating, for learning.
Episode 5, free the problem. Yeah.
No,
Right.
what's up, twin? Listen,
He's on the way.
y'all like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe. Y'all can follow Baby Jade at
Baby Jade. I feel the shit kicking in already. BADYJADE.
Yes, ma'am. So, listen, we love y'all. Thank y'all again.
Yes.
Just let us know in the comments what kind of conversation y'all looking forward to hearing next.